So spring, summertime is here. We have 3 amazing pairs of sneakers for you guys today to compare, because all 3 of these I think are excellent, top tier for spring and summertime. In fact, I will have a top 10 spring summer video, but I feel like these 3 are basically the top 3 depending on what you're looking for. So I'll leave that caveat out there. I'll tell you there's a lot of similarities between these 3 that I'm going to discuss with you guys, and then there's some differences as well. But first we have the New Balance FuelCell Rebel V4. Next, we have the Adizero Evo SL. And last but not least, we have the Asics Novablast 5. Now, the Adidas pair is $150, and both of the other 2 pairs are $140. Now, first of all 3 of these pairs offer something that is fairly similar, and that is that they're extra lightweight, they're ultra breathable. The comfort is super, super good on feet as well, with like a nice foam technology on all 3 of them. They could be used for daily wear as well. They're also made for running, so you can obviously run in them. And these 3, you can actually pick up the pace in quite a bit as well. So it's like a very versatile daily runner. It's not a max cushion sneaker. I have a bunch of different videos on max cushion sneakers. All 3 of these have a very good amount of cushioning, but all of them do have bigger brothers that have more cushioning as well, that I've done some sort of videos on as well. And I did want to mention all 3 of them have the same sort of similar tongue build as well. So they're like forked a little bit more difficult for me to get on than the average pair of sneakers. So not necessarily my favorite. Ironically, they all have that same exact sort of look and feel. And lastly, they're all readily available. It's not like a pair of sneakers that you can't get your hands on. I think Adidas had that problem originally, and now they've restocked in the white colorway, the Volt colorway, the black colorway. If you're interested in buying them, again, link in the description. And then also both of these have lots and lots of different colorways available. So feel free to check the links in the description, take you over to the websites and see which colorways are the ones that speak to you. I will tell you right now though, New Balance does have a little bit of an advantage, because you can get this shoe on sale for $110. Again, normally $140 is the first time we've seen them on sale. I believe we're anticipating a V5 coming out at some point this year. I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but that being said, getting these at a discounted price is a huge plus. Now, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information about each one of the shoes, and then we'll get into more of a direct comparison. So as I mentioned, the Adidas Evo SL runs $150, and I will say the fit of these do fit true to size, and 9.5 fits me perfectly fine. That is my true to size, and I'm very happy with my choice. They do not offer wide versions though, unfortunately. I wish they did. And the average viewer rating is 4.8 stars out of 5, with over 500 reviews as of the point of this video. Adidas says this is for road racing and for medium distances from 3 to 12 miles, and then also has a 7 mm heel to toe drop, 39 in the heel, 32 in the forefoot. They're also 7.9 ounces in a men's 9. And just to check mine, I wanted to go ahead and weigh it. Mine says 8.1, which is pretty incredible. The Asics Novablast 5 is 9 ounces, and the New Balance FuelCell Rebel V8 is 7.8 ounces, making this the lightest of the 3. Adidas says speed-inspired shoes designed for fast culture. Experience the feeling of fast in the Adizero Evo SL, inspired by the innovative record-breaking shoe in the Adizero running family. They're talking about the Evo Pro. So there's a very similar pair that looks like this. That's $500 that I reviewed on this channel, which is pretty crazy. So this is inspired by that shoe. Combining Adizero technology with a bold, unique, racing-inspired aesthetic, it's an evolution of speed in all aspects of life. A responsive layer of Light Strike Pro foam is in the midsole, provides comfort and cushioning for optimal energy return. And this might be my overall favorite pair of Adidas right now. I really, really like this model. It's comfortable. Again, it's lightweight, it's breathable as well, like you could see through the mesh. But this Light Strike Pro is incredible. It feels really nice and squishy, but not too squishy. And there's a crazy responsive nature to this as well. So I take the dogs running around the block and stuff quite often, like daily. And when I'm wearing these ones, they're just snappy. Like you really feel like you can move fast in these. And I'm a heavier dude, and I'm somebody that doesn't run. And I feel like I can move fast in these. Imagine what somebody that actually is like talented can do. I feel like you guys are gonna really appreciate this shoe if you use these for running, but even for the casual walking around in them stuff, this is a model that I really, really like. Again, the Light Strike Pro is really solid in the midsole. It feels really good. The heel toe transition is smooth. It's very responsive again. Way more responsive than like the Adidas Ultra Boost from back in the day, like the OG 1.0. Try this on next to the 1.0s and you're gonna be like, this is like mind-blowing, the differences that they've made and the changes that they made in like the last 10 years, because this shoe represents that change in my opinion. Even though the retail price of this is again $150, Ultra Boosts are usually $180 to $200, and so I feel like this is a really, really solid pair. And they price it appropriately for the market, competitive with some of the other pairs out here as well. But a lot of bang for the buck in the package, even though this is the most expensive one of the 3. Again, one of my favorite ones that Adidas has offered in the last year. Now, the traction on the bottom is actually pretty good as well. It has a Continental rubber. I have a little bit of wear spots on the heel of mine because I was actually wearing this. I wore these on the skate park and I was running up the ramps, like just climbing up with a daughter and then sliding down, and I was like scuffing them up a little bit. But I'll tell you the traction is actually pretty good on here as well, at least in the forefoot. The heel section has a little bit of wear back here, but overall, the Light Strike Pro is pretty resilient. Now, the couple cons for this shoe for me personally, I don't love the tongue, as I mentioned, and I will mention in all of the other shoes as well. It is a little bit floppy. It's not gusseted as well, so it's not fixed down to each side, which I would appreciate. And also, I wish it had like a little bit of a pull tab or something, because putting these on is like a pain for this old man. I have to like really strategically pull this out, and it's not a very easy pair to put on feet for me, but again, that's the same for all of them. The only other thing that I would mention as a con is I do wish the heel was just a little bit wider. Comparison to the two other pairs, this one is the most narrow of the three, so I wish they had like another like ½ inch of width in the heel, to be honest. For my size, I would love that. It would make me feel a lot more stable. I would say that this, because of that, has the least stability out of the three, but it's not like it's unstable. I just wish it was a little bit wider. It would be more in line with the other pairs that you have out here. But other than that, I feel like this is just an incredibly awesome pair. The design is sleek, it's simple. I just think that they hit all of the marks. I love the three stripes, how it like elongates down through the midsole. They just did a lot of things right in this model, and I'm so happy that they released it, and I have two different colorways as of the point of this video. I really still want to get the black pair as well. Anyways, transitioning over to the New Balance FuelCell Rebel V4. Just look at this thing. Like you could see, I've worn this one the most. I wore this one to Hawaii, I've worn them to Vegas, I've worn them like to California, I think, Arizona. I've worn these on a lot of vacations. Because it is a very comfortable pair. They've held up really, really well despite the abuse that I put these through. I do have that Action Bronson pair right there that you guys can see, but this is an incredible pair. And again, the retail is $140. I would say the fit is true to size, but on the positive side of things for New Balance, they do offer wide versions. So they have the standard and then they have the wide 2E. And I always get the wide version of the FuelCell sneakers. For the Fresh Foam X stuff, I usually get the standard width though. So like the 1080s and the 880s, I always get the regular standard. But for the FuelCell and the Rebels, I usually get the wide. So this is the 2E version, and I'm thankful for it. I just like the extra toe supply, the extra wiggle room. I definitely appreciate that. Now, again, one advantage right now, as of the point of this video, for the next couple days at least, these are on sale for $110. The only time I've actually seen these on sale thus far, and I've been talking about them for like over a year. So it's nice to see that they're actually on sale. If you're interested, again, link in the description to buy them. They have all of the colorways on sale too. Normally it's just like one ugly colorway. New Balance is doing this sale where like literally every colorway is on sale for $110. Also, make sure to log into a New Balance account and you will get free shipping if you make the purchase. Anyways, a little bit of information about these. It says these are crafted to be light and fast, everyday running, quick runs. The cushioning is soft, the support is neutral, the weight is 7.7 ounces in a size 9, and then there is a 6 mm heel toe drop. As for the description, it says Rebel by name, Rebel by nature, the FuelCell Rebel V4 will change the way you look at an everyday trainer. The propulsive feel of the FuelCell technology creates a remarkably responsive underfoot that can quickly adapt from long to steady runs, something shorter and more spontaneous. Additional details like the streamlined mesh upper adds a racing-inspired accent to a dynamic upbeat trainer designed to bring an element of fun back to your run. Again, I would say they fit true to size, with the exception of that I always get a wide version of these. You don't have to get a wide, but I always prefer it. Now the look of this shoe comparison, I mean, this is a little bit sleek, very simplistic. This is like aggressive, like the geometric shape of the midsole is fire. From the first images to even holding them in hand like a year later, I still can look at this shoe and go, dude, they did something so well in this shoe. It looks excellent. I just love the design, the look of the shoe. I think it's just an excellent pair for $140, and again, better at $110. The upper features this Phantom Fit mesh, which is again, very, very breathable, very lightweight. But the FuelCell in this midsole is incredible. Soft and squishy to the touch. Like, it's just wild. I love this thing. They just did an insanely good job on this pair. The padding around the collar is very minimal. You do have that forked tongue, again, not my favorite, but you do actually have some extra triangles for ventilation in the tongue as well. The branding on the side is pretty nice with a big giant N on one side and a smaller one on the other. It says Rebel on the heel. I wish it did say like a 4 or something back here so we knew which one it was on the outside. On the side of the tongue right here, it actually says fueled for any runs. Anyways, for the outsole, you have a lot of traction in the forefoot section as well. A little bit in the heel. There's a couple of spots here, but as you can see, I wore this pair a ton. And even though there is some wear and tear here, it is not worn down too bad. Honestly, it's a pretty resilient foam as well. And I do like that you have the little traction patterns on the sides. Also, this one does have a gusseted tongue, so it's actually attached in the midway point down, so it's a little bit easier to get on than like the Adidas pair. So I do appreciate that quite a bit. The only cons I would throw out about the shoe is the shape of the mesh does get a little bit mangled a little bit right here. not a big deal. Like for me, it's actually held up really well considering I haven't had any rips or anything. I'm sure some people will, but of course everybody's different. And other than that, I really don't have any other complaints. Just the tongue is not my favorite. I do wish they had a little bit of a loop for me to be able to put them on, but I absolutely love this shoe. It feels like the best version that we've seen thus far. I've tried all of the Rebels from New Balance 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I do think that the fourth one is the best looking and the most comfortable out of them all. We'll see about the 5s when they end up coming out. I'm excited to see them, but honestly, this is just an incredible pair and a lot of bang for the buck at $140, and even better when you can get them on sale for $110. I think that this shoe definitely holds the most value considering the price point right now for this video. I will say though, this is the oldest model out of these 3 because again, this one released last year and we're expecting a new version of this one this year. This is the newest version of the Asics Novablast. So let's go ahead and transition to the Novablast 5. So this pair also retails at $140, and the Asics Novablast 5 does feature the FF Blast Max in the midsole. So this is a softer, newer version of the FF Blast that we've seen. Previously it was like the FF Blast Plus. The specs say that these have an 8 mm heel toe drop and they weigh 9 ounces. The support is neutral and the cushioning is high. They also do have a section for pronations. It's for neutral and underpronation. And a little bit about the details, it does say that the midsole's geometry helps produce an energized return. FF Blast Max cushioning helps create softer landing and a more energized toe off. A tongue wing construction helps improve the fit while reducing tongue movement. It's complemented with an engineered jacquard mesh upper and offers a little bit more stretch and ventilation. The total heel height is 41.5 mm and the forefoot is 33.5. So I believe this actually has the largest foam stack out of the 3. It also features the soft Ahar low outsole traction, which is supposed to be like an improved enhanced traction. But as you can see, comparison to the other 2 pairs, the traction on the Asics is definitely the most out of the 3. Now that does add to the shoe's weight because of the added traction, but they are still very, very light. And I just checked, this is like 9.1 ounces. So not crazy heavy, but just a little heavier than the other 2. I do like there is a pull tab on the tongue as well as on the heel. I like the added ventilation holes for the tongue as well. And then it is semi-gusseted as well. So it's attached from this point down. So the lockdown and the placement of the tongue is actually really nice. Again, I still would rather have like a little bit more of a padded tongue and just a traditional tongue. But I will tell you, even though I complain about the tongue on all 3 of these shoes, it fits perfectly. Like once you get them on, it like definitely has no tongue slip. So there is that. I mean, it definitely is like a nice feature, especially if you're trying to be training and running around in these things. You don't want the tongue to be shifting around. Now the midsole is pretty incredible in this. Again, this is a pretty soft and squishy pair with the FF Blast Max. And I would say it's softer on feet than the Adidas pair. I would say that these 2 are pretty much neck and neck though. Both of these are insanely good. I might say that the Asics is a little bit softer on feet even than the FuelCell. Again, it's so darn close. You try either of them on, you're gonna be happy. I would say the 4th version of the Novablast wasn't as soft as the 4th version of the Rebels. However, the 5th version of the Novablast, I really do think is a little bit softer because of this new, softer FF Blast Max midsole. Now, I don't really love the look of the geometric shapes on the Asics pair comparison to like the Rebels. Honestly, I think the Rebel looks sleeker. A little bit less is more sort of in the geometric shapes. But I would say out of the 3, like the overall look of the shoe, I actually think this is like my least favorite of the 3 just because it looks a little bit clunkier. These are both kind of sleeker looking in my opinion. But for wearability, like all 3 of these are incredible on feet. So now that you have information about all 3 of these, which one do you buy, right? Well, hopefully I've given you guys enough information that you guys can make your own educated decision. In my opinion, all 3 of these you can't really miss. They're just excellent. Like all 3 of these pairs excel and are A+ if you're looking for something breathable, lightweight, something that can move fast, has some really nice cushioning on it. All 3 of these are W's in my opinion. If you have preferential treatment to any brand, like if I like New Balances a lot, so I do like this one quite a bit. If you like Adidas a lot and you have, you know, likes of Tiro pants and a bunch of other stuff from Adidas, this is a great option as well. And then for those people that really love their Asics as well, can't miss. This is an amazing pair. Again, the fit is true to size in all of them. I would say in general, the feeling is fairly similar as well. I would say that the snappiness of this shoe, I think is probably the best out of all of them, but I'm not necessarily a runner. I just somebody that I notice it when I like pick up the pace a little bit. I felt like I was springing like crazy in those shoes. That doesn't mean you don't have an insane amount of spring back in these 2 either, but these 2 are a little bit softer than the Adizeros. And so the Evos might have a little bit of an advantage because they're a little bit firmer, that it does have like a little bit more like a responsive and kickback and stuff. Cause I don't know, just like a really, really good combination with what they created. These ones are extremely soft comparison to what we've seen in the past. And then also, I mean, these are goated, especially for 110 bucks on sale again right now. Link in the description for all 3 of them. But I would say for bang for the buck, because these are on sale, I would say that this is the best buy at $110. Head to head though, even at $140, you can't really go wrong with that shoe. It's been one that I've talked about for so long. It's just an amazing one, and I can't wait for the next version. Anyways, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about my analysis of this? If you have other things you want to add in the comment section, please feel free to do so, because this is just my personal opinion. I'm just an average consumer out there that really likes footwear, and hopefully you guys can help out other people that are trying to make their decisions as well. Again, if you use the links in the description, supports the channel directly when you guys do that. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that does that, and can't thank you guys enough. It really, really helps make the difference for myself. But anyway, appreciate y'all for stopping in and watching. Have a good rest of the day. Subscribe for more content, and hopefully see you back for some more content soon. All right, peace, guys.